We move over here to our Mariners, who played the last 6 games of a 9-game homestand over the past week, but the middle series of those 3 was the Milwaukee Brewers, formerly the Seattle Pilots. So 3 games over the Brewers. The Mariners would not come out with a win in any of them. April 17th versus the Brewers, a 3-7 loss. Our player of the game, catcher Cal Raleigh, 1 hit, 1 run, 1 RBI, and 1 walk on the day. Cal with a solo homer and is able to get a walk as well. Our photo of the game here from the 17th by Live Lions. Here you can see Julio getting doused with water in the dugout there. This was before the announcement of the introduction of the trident that the Mariners use after every home run. So Julio just getting doused there in that one. April 18th versus the Brewers, a 5-6 loss in 11 innings. Our player of the game, catcher Cal Raleigh, 2 hits, 1 run, and 2 RBIs. On the day. So Cal, another back-to-back game, but the Mariners are unable to put that one away. Unfortunately, they had great opportunities in extra innings, but weren't able to come through. Our photo game here by Live Lions. This was the second game. No, it was the first game of 2 where third baseman Eugenio Suarez would be hit by a pitch, and this one went down in some pain after he was hit on the arm there. He was able to finish out the game and hasn't been listed on any sort of injury report since. So thankfully, Eugenio seems to be all right. April 19th versus the Brewers, a 3-5 loss. Our player of the game, center fielder Julio Rodriguez. Julio, 2 hits, 1 run, and 2 RBIs. And that one, again, similar to the game on the 18th. Seattle had several opportunities to go ahead and add more runs. And even in the bottom of the 9th, had the bases loaded, but weren't able to do anything in that runners in scoring position situation. Our photo of the game here by Mathew Bermudez, former Mariner Jesse Winker there in the Milwaukee uniform, speaking with the Mariners infield of Eugenio Suarez, Jose Caballero, J.P. Crawford, and Ty France. That would then lead over to a 3-game set with another team in the NL Central, the St. Louis Cardinals, beginning on the 21st of April. That one, a 5-2 win. So Seattle snaps their 3-game losing streak. Our player of the game, right fielder Teoscar Hernandez. Teo, 2 hits, 3 runs, 1 RBI, and 1 walk, reaching base 4 times. April 22nd versus the Cardinals, a 5-4 win. Our player of the game, once again, right fielder Teoscar Hernandez. Teo, 1 hit, 1 run, 2 RBIs. Hits a 2-run homer in back-to-back games here. This one in the game on the 22nd was a game-tying homer, and this, our photo of the game by Mathew Bermudez, captures Teo with that home run trident, and the team added the swelmet to the celebration there. The swelmet, if you don't know, was the Mariners home run celebration. It's like the top part of the Darth Vader helmet, but painted in Mariners colors, the older Mariners colors. And so they've combined it there, the swelmet with the tridents, and just an excellent photo by Matt. Then we go to, so the team with that win on the 22nd clinches the series. Clinches the series. Ooh, what is this? Clinches the series clinches the series of 2 wins out of 3. April 23rd versus the Cardinals, a 3-7 loss. So the Mariners weren't able to complete the sweep there. Our player of the game, first baseman Ty France, 1 hit and 2 RBIs on the day. Our photo of the game by Elizabeth Adams here. Again, we're going to go with the trident and swelmet combo. Jared Kelenic had a homer here in this game and was able to don those. So there only have been 3 players with the trident so far. It's Kelenic, Teoscar, and Julio. It's going to be tough to transport that thing, though, because it is a trident and it is heavy. So I don't know how they're going to get through that. But it seems like it'll be fun to figure out. We go to our player of the week here, Teoscar Hernandez. We'll keep it there since I did that wrong. In 6 games, Teoscar 6 hits, 2 homers, 13 total bases, 4 RBIs, and 1 walk. Both of those homers, again, 2-run homers, and that one on the 22nd tied things up for the Mariners ahead of their win. So Seattle completes their homestand with a 5-4 record over 9 games. It's fine. I mean, getting swept by the Brewers isn't ideal at all, especially considering in those last 2 games that you had runners in scoring position and you likely should have won those games, considering the opportunities that you've blown. Chris Flexen continues to struggle in his starts after that game against the Cubs we went over last week where he gave up 8 runs. That was just ugly. The Mariners certainly could use Robbie Ray back, but that won't happen until likely mid-May. There's been some defensive errors as well for the Mariners, which is uncharacteristic considering how good their defense has been over the last few years under Perry Hill. So it's been tough. They're continuing to figure it out. Again, it is a marathon, not a sprint with the baseball season, considering it is 162 games. But when you see the mistakes that are obvious and that, you know, are small things that shouldn't happen, it can easily be frustrating, and I can understand that. So, it's tough. I mean, a 5-4 homestand over 9 games, it's above 500. That's fine. Again, getting swept is not ideal. And then this one against the Cardinals, you know, you were in it. Chris Flexen just didn't have a really good game again. And it's tough because he's been a productive player for the Mariners, you know, has been able to take on the role going into the bullpen now with Ray injured, getting a spot in the rotation once again. So some obvious things to clean up. You know, the pitching for a good amount of it has been pretty solid. Even in the game on the 22nd, our writer on site, Bel Garcia, noted that Luis Castillo didn't have um, a typical game, but he's been one of the best pitchers in all of baseball, ERA wise, to begin the season. So it's easy when he has like an average game to be like, wow, that's different. So I can certainly understand that there. We're going to move over to some injury-related news here that took place over the course of the past week. On the 17th, infielder/outfielder Sam Haggerty was placed on the 7-day injured list, which is retroactive to the 15th of April due to a concussion. On the 21st, infielder/outfielder Dylan Moore suffered a setback. Moore said he wasn't quite feeling right coming out of his rehab assignment up in Everett with the Aqua Sox. It wasn't the oblique injury that he had suffered recently, but more in the core muscle where he had off-season surgery. Moore did fly to Philadelphia to meet with his surgeon and have another MRI. That same day, infielder/outfielder Sam Haggerty was cleared from concussion protocol, and he could rejoin the team the next day, which he did. Relief pitcher Andres Munoz will join the Rainiers down in Vegas for live batting practice when the Mariners go on the road, and then we'll throw a couple rehab outings with the team. Later in the week, Haggerty was activated from the injured list, and as a result, infielder/outfielder/catcher Cooper Hummel was sent down to AAA Tacoma with the Rainiers. So in other team-related news, on the 17th, left-handed pitcher Marco Gonzalez reinstated from the paternity list. He had an excellent game there when he pitched against the Brewers. The team just couldn't pick up the rest of the slack behind him. On the 18th, left-handed pitcher Taylor Saucedo was recalled from AAA Tacoma, and right-handed pitcher Darren McCacken was optioned down to the Rainiers. So the Mariners sit at a 10-12 record. They are fourth in the American League West. They head out on a road trip now, having gone 5-4 on that 9-game homestand, and they play some tough teams to begin that one. So first, a 3-game set with the Philadelphia Phillies. April 25th at the Phillies is a 3:40 p.m. start. Same with the 26th. Those are both 3:40 p.m. starts. And then April 27th in the getaway game is a 10:05 a.m. start. April 28th versus the Toronto Blue Jays. The team will head up north to Canada to play the Blue Jays for the first time this year. That first game on the 28th is a 4:07 p.m. start. April 29th at the Blue Jays is a 12:07 p.m. start. And then April 30th at the Blue Jays is a 10:37 a.m. start. So tough one. I mean, the Phillies obviously coming off of a World Series appearance last year. They're not entirely the same team that they were, and I think they're dealing with their own struggles. And then the Blue Jays, they've had a really solid start as well. And whenever the Mariners play the Blue Jays, that's a solid series anytime.